and American leaders since the People's Republic of China was founded in 1949. Both in and out of government, I have kept records of my conversations with 4 generations of Chinese leaders and have drawn on them as a primary source in writing this book. This book could not have been written without the dedicated and able assistance of associates and of friends who permitted me to impose on them for help. Schuyler Schouten was indispensable. He came to my attention 8 years ago when Professor John Gaddis of Yale recommended him as one of his ablest students. When I started this project, I asked him to take a 2-month leave from his law firm. He did so, and in the process became so involved that he saw the effort through to its end a year later. Schuyler undertook much of the basic research. He helped with the translation of Chinese texts, and even more with penetrating the implications of some of the subtler ones. He was indefatigable during the editing and proofreading phase. I have never had a better research associate, and very rarely one as good. It has been my good fortune to have Stephanie Junger-Mote work with me for a decade across the gamut of my activities. She was what, in baseball, they would call the essential utility player. She did research and some editing, and was the principal liaison with the publisher. She checked all the endnotes. She helped coordinate the typing and never hesitated to pitch in when deadlines approached. Her crucial contribution was reinforced by her charm and diplomatic skill. Harry Evans edited White House Years 30 years ago. He permitted me to impose on our friendship to go over the entire manuscript. His editorial and structural suggestions were numerous and wise. Teresa Amantia and Jody Williams typed the manuscript many times over and spent many evenings and weekends helping meet deadlines. Their good cheer, efficiency, and sharp eye for detail were vital. Stapleton Roy, former ambassador to China and distinguished China scholar. Winston Lord, my associate during the opening to China, and later ambassador to China. And Dick Vietz, my literary executor, read several chapters and made insightful comments. John Vanden Heuvel provided helpful research on several chapters. Publishing with the Penguin Press was a happy experience. Anne Godoff was always available, ever insightful, never harassing, and fun to be with. Bruce Giffords, Neuren Lucas, and Tori Close expertly shepherded the book through the editorial production process. Fred Chase copy-edited the manuscript with care and efficiency. Laura Stickney was the book's principal editor. Young enough to be my granddaughter, she was in no way intimidated by the author. She overcame her reservations about my political views sufficiently that I came to look forward to her occasionally acerbic and always incisive comments in the margins of the manuscript. She was indefatigable, perceptive, and vastly helpful. To all these people, I am immensely grateful. The governmental papers on which I drew have all been declassified for some time. I would like to thank in particular the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars Cold War International History Project for permission to use extended excerpts from their archive of declassified Russian and Chinese documents. The Carter Library helpfully made available many of the transcripts of meetings with Chinese leaders during the Carter presidency, and the Reagan Library provided numerous useful documents from their files. Needless to say, the shortcomings of the book are my own. As always, over half a century, my wife Nancy provided her staunch, moral, and intellectual support amidst the solitude authors, or at least this author, generate around themselves when writing. She read most of the chapters and made innumerable important suggestions. I have dedicated On China to Annette and Oscar de la Renta. I started the book in their home in Punta Cana and finished it there. Their hospitality has been only one facet of a friendship that has added joy and depth to my life. Henry Kissinger, New York, January 2011.